Hey guys, in this video I'm going to talk about the softwares I use for my streaming plus a software that I use for making clips that I usually share on my Instagram. Before we started, I should say that English is not my language, so I may have a lot of grammatical mistakes, but I try to do my best. The first software that a lot of people ask about is the software that I mainly use for my streams. I use the OBS. I tested a lot of softwares. The only two main softwares that I didn't test, which are paid and very expensive, each more than $500. If we put away those two, I tested the rest of the softwares for streaming, and at the end, I know a lot of them have a lot of features that maybe OBS doesn't have, but at the end I came back to OBS, and currently I'm using OBS for my streaming purpose. So first we go into my OBS to see what are my setups and settings, and then we go to the other part of the video, which is rest of the softwares I use for streaming purpose and gaming purpose. This is my OBS. uh, You may ask this question, that what are these two purple parts here, which is not in the OBS by default. This is added by Stream Elements. This part and this part is added by Stream Elements. You can see it here. They have a copyright text here, I think, which is obs.live. I also, here I should add something, that I also use a lot of uh, bots and services like that, but at the end I stayed with uh, Stream Elements at the moment, and I will talk about Stream Elements at the end of this video too. So first, this is my OBS, very simple. I had a lot of scenes here and a lot of sources in each scenes, but I deleted all of them, and then I kept a few of them that I really need recently. So I created one scene here, and then inside it I created a bunch of game captures. But these are the things that you know, and you don't need me to explain. But the important thing here is my settings, which is this. Uh, you, you can pause the video and check every single thing here, but I go quickly to main settings to show you what exactly I use, so that my stream result is so smooth and clear with the least blurring and those problems that you know. The first thing, I use the server in New York because it's near to my house here, and then in output I set it, the encoder is x264. I could use this. I have a good graphic card too, but I prefer to use this. If you have a very powerful graphic card, and uh, you use other resources of your computer for other stuff, then you can use that to focus on. But comparing these two in my own computer, I got the better result with x264 so far. So after a very long time streaming with the first option, I switched to x264. So this is the first one. The second thing is that for a long time I was streaming with uh, actually 1080, and then I saw that a lot of viewers have problem watching the stream. It was sometimes having lag, and sometimes was becoming a lot blurry, and it was a lot bad in some cases. So I switched to so I activated the rescale output, and I set it to this size, this resolution. So far everything is good. It's around 3 weeks that I'm streaming with this setting, and uh, viewers are satisfied, and there is no problem. Even when I sometimes want to download the videos of the stream to make some clips, I see a better result at the end. For rate control, uh, I was using VBR for a long time, but then I switched to CBR. I'm getting better result. Bitrate, I was setting it very high, and sometimes even 6,000, but now with 3,500 I have a good result. Keyframe set it to 2, CPU usage very fast, profile main, nothing more here. For the audio, based on your own system, your everything you have in your computer, set it, it's not really important. And then in the video, the base resolution is this one, which is the resolution of my computer, and then the output is this one, which is also, I set it here as I told before. And downscale filter, I selected the first one, fastest but blurry if scaling. I tested 2 others, but at the end I stayed with the first one because I got a better result. The hotkeys is not important to talk about, so I go to advanced. Uh, Here what I can talk about is process priority, set it to bionormal. I didn't test high, but I tested normal and below normal, so at the end I stayed with above normal. And then the other thing that I can talk here, I don't see anything more here. So this is all my settings that I can talk about for your streaming. I was checking some of your streams, and I saw that although it seems that you have a good internet and computer, but the result of stream was so blurry. Like one of my viewers long time ago said, it seems that I'm watching Minecraft while you are playing Ghost Recon Wildlands. So yeah, that happens when you don't set things up correctly. So make sure you have the best setting. About the setting, the last sentence I can tell you is that the settings that I have here doesn't necessarily help you. It doesn't mean that it's the best setting ever. For me myself, I watched a lot of videos long time ago. Each time I was changing my settings based on what those video creators were offering and suggesting, and I was getting different results until I started doing tests myself based on my computer, internet, and everything. And then I saw the result and I stayed with this. I suggest you to do the same. So start testing a lot to see which works. Ask your viewers. Uh, uh, Let them share their experience with your stream, and then change based on their feedback, and then at the end you will find best settings for yourself. This was the software. So the software was OBS that I use, and the settings that I talk about. But about these two additional things that you see here, this is added by Stream Elements. Stream Elements is the service that I use for my stream. There are some other services I use too, but at the end I stayed with this. So Stream Elements is offering a lot of things, but the main thing that I'm very interested in is their bots. Uh, their bot that you can set your own name using their application called um, Ground Control. So when you use these Stream Elements as your bot in your channel, and then you also have their application in your website called Ground Control, then uh, you can uh, instead of your bot having the name Stream Elements, you can create a custom name for your bot, which, for example, my bot is called uh, Hardcore Assistant. So whenever this bot is sending something in my channel, instead of Stream Elements, it says Hardcore Assistant, which looks a lot better. It has a profile on the on Twitch, and I think it's a lot better than having Stream Elements there or any other bot there. In addition to those services like bots, they also let you accept payments. They recently added this new payment. They let you play media and a lot of other things. So this is the bot that I use for my streaming. And as I said, OBS is the software that I use for my streaming. So we're done in these two parts. So I close them. One other thing that seems interesting, but it still is not that much stable. I'm using it for a long time, even when it was not released. I had access to their beta version, which was private. Uh, is this website? It's player.me. Let me log into my account. Uh, just let me. Uh, I have a high security on my account, so let me get my code and log in to show you something interesting. Two things interesting about player.me, which you may be interested and you may want to use it in your gaming life. Okay. The player.me is offering two things that is so interesting. One of them is the overlays, that you can create your overlays here and manage. They offer a lot of great stuff, like a lot of animations and stuff like that. You can see here, for example, uh, let's say this is my application. Let's do a test here to see what comes. Uh, let's say I get a follower, and then this comes, or subscriber, or a new follower. As you see, this is not limited to this. You can create a lot of other things, and then it's awesome. For me, it's awesome. Although recently I just deactivated all my overlays and everything and just focus on gameplay, but I may one day come back with overlays, and then this is a good resource for it. The second thing that they offer, player.me offer, is their application. When you install their application, and then when you start streaming, they let you have an overlay on your game whenever you press the hotkey. and that overlay let you see everything in your stream. So for some of you that may not have 2 or 3 computers next to you for streaming purpose, and you only are playing and streaming with one single computer, this comes very handy because it lets you open an overlay while you are playing, and you see all your states in your actually in your stream. So something like this, which you can change the position of each widget on your overlay very simply with drag and drop, and then uh, easily answer to chats, manage your chat, see the recent events happen to your stream and everything else. So it's a great tool which I suggest you take a look. I don't say it's great because it still has a lot of bugs, at least on my computer. I don't know, maybe I was using the beta version and now there is conflict between the stable version and the beta files. I don't know, but what they promise is great. I hope they keep improving it, and one day we all use it. And it's not all about these 2 options, it's a social media of gamers. So you have it's something like Facebook but for gamers. So you have your wall and you have your feed. So you can write everything, you can add your games, you can add your social media here for easy access and etc. So this is the third thing that I wanted to talk about. And the last thing, which is very interesting for me, is and sometimes was interesting for you too, because you ask on my stream and on my Instagram, on my Discord, wherever, that how I quickly make clips during my game and share it on my Instagram very quickly and everything is good. I mean, there's no waste of time in clips, everything is quick. And even during the gameplay, sometimes when I die, quickly I share 2 or 3 clips while someone comes and revive me. Well, I use a couple applications. Most of them are paid, like Camtasia Studio, like Snagit, or other stuff which is related to Adobe company here. But they are for in-depth editing and very adding effects and things like that. But for making clips and sharing those things, you don't need these softwares, these paid softwares, which usually are expensive too. There's a free application, free software here, which you can find it in place.tv website. You can download it, it's free. And when you open this application, so I close the website because we don't need it, we just need the application now. When you open this application and then you start gaming, you can easily uh, start recording the game while you are playing. There is a hotkey here, Control plus F3. When you press it, it starts uh, recording the game. You can also set it to automatically record the game whenever you start it, because sometimes you may forget, but I usually won't forget if I want to record. So, but other stuff that they provide, that are features that they have, which is so interesting, one of them is bookmark, which is very awesome because sometimes something happens. Imagine you're streaming for 5, 6, 7 hours, and then how you can remember in what time exactly a good thing happened that you want to make a clip. It's hard to go through the whole video 7 hours and check what happened where and then start clipping it. So there is a feature they provide which is called bookmark. You can use this shortcut by default, or you can change it to whatever you want. But it's awesome because let's say you melee someone during the game, or I don't know, you grenade someone, you do an ace, something, whatever, and you want to remember this moment for the time that you kill it. Although they let you instant reply or click right in that time during the game, but sometimes you're busy, you prefer to just remember those moments and then make the clips after when you finish streaming or gaming. So the best thing here is to bookmark that moment. So when that thing happened in your game, that good moment happened in your game, then you just simply press this hotkey Control F2, and then it puts a bookmark on your video. So whenever you want after the game, when you come back to the software to either share the whole video on your YouTube or wherever, or you want to make clips, then you see those bookmarks during the timeline, in the timeline. So you can quickly click those bookmarks and see those moments and just clip them. And clipping them is not limited to special duration. You can make a long clip. It's not like Twitch clip, which is limited to 1 minute. So the bookmark is awesome. I use it a lot, and this is what speed up my clip sharing. A very key feature that I really recommend. And sometimes um, during the game something happens, something weird happened. You don't know how that happened. You want to make sure you want to go back and watch that moment. This instant reply can help a lot. Let's say sometimes you kill someone, kill you, and you just say, hey, I was behind the wall, how that happened, and just you press the Control F5 or whatever key that you set here, key you set here, and then it will instantly, while you are playing, it will open an overlay on your screen and show the video of recent couple of seconds that you set here, which I set to 90 seconds, and you can easily see what happens exactly. It's awesome. And then during your gameplay, when you're playing, you can easily just clip things with uh, with with a hotkey. This is another awesome feature they have. So you can go through all the settings. This is not very important. You can set it yourself. So this is also the software that I wanted to talk to you about it. This is the first video that I made for my streaming and gaming stuff. More videos will come whenever you ask something, but hope it was useful. Make sure to watch it carefully and set things up and install the software and start using, so that we see more streams with better quality and more Instagram pages with a lot of cool clips. I'm a fan of watching short clips, and this is why I selected Instagram instead of YouTube. So I hope you enjoyed watching the video and I hope it was useful. Stay tuned for more videos and enjoy playing.